Hey there, and I'm going to go back to my roots a bit, and we're going to talk about some horror stuff. Hope you enjoy. So basically, we're going to look at some sets that I think that are worth looking into. Some sets and some cool DVDs that are either special editions, just different formats, whatever. And the first one is the Beast Collection. You can still get this one for fairly cheap. And what's really cool about this is this comes out by Image Entertainment. It's actually a retro media one. And retro media stuff sometimes is kind of harder to find now. But this one is really worth checking out. And I will actually, if I can actually get this thing out, it's really tight in here. I gotta say, it's only like a thin slipcase, really. So it's not like one of those, a hard box type of thing. And I really should actually prep these things first, because this thing is not coming out. I mean, it's insanely in there. Here we go. Live. I'd say it's real, guys and girls. This one has a Zontar, the Thing from Venus, and the Eye Creatures, and these are films by Larry Buchanan. Larry Buchanan is a filmmaker that honestly, Ed Wood's movies look genius compared to him, and really low budget. This one actually has a special feature remembering John Ashley, and John Ashley is an actor, low budget actor, but you may know John Ashley because, well, watch the A-Team. Listen to the voice at the beginning of it, and you know what I'm talking about. Next up is this one here. There's this double feature, and this is like a really cool Japanese monster series. I want to get there's a trilogy of these. I'm going to get the trilogy as well, but it was so cool at the time because this one used to be so hard to find, and my dad spent a fortune finding these movies back in the day. It's the Giant Meijin Collection. Just really, really cool stuff. Next up is the Sasquatch horror triple feature. It's Snow Creature. It's a movie done in 1954, kind of old cheesy one. Snow Beast, 77. It's a TV movie with Bo Svensson. Of course, it was in the later Walking Tall movies. And Sasquatch, The Legend of Bigfoot, which was kind of one of those Dr. Jams done in 77. It's just a cheese factor one, not a lot on that one. But here's the gold, honestly. Bigfoot Terror for blood freezing features. And Search for the Beast, which is like a kind of, it's done 97 and it's very, very low budget. I think it's Friedman in this one. Yeah, the guy from Blood Feast. And then there's Legend of Bigfoot, which is kind of like a documentary type of thing, kind of documentary drama type thing. Capture Bigfoot, another one of those types. But here's the gold. Here's the gold right here. Shriek of the Mutilated, made in 1974. From the creators apparently of Invasion of the Blood Farmers, which I guess is something big. Man, this movie. Me and my son one of these days are going to review this movie for you. Shriek the Mutilated. It's classic. You should have this set. There's a lot of great stuff in the set, but you should own this set for a Shriek of the Mutilated alone. That alone, trust me, is hours of rewatching, because you cannot believe what has happened, what has gone on in this film. Next up is one that everybody has, because whether you bought it when it originally came out or you bought it when Walmart had it on sale back in the day, if you're a horror fan, you had to have this in your collection, and it was the Evil Dead Ultimate Edition, the one that that everybody has because it's Evil Dead. You may have the Blu-ray in your collection or whatever, but you still gotta have this Ultimate Edition because, well, so far it is the Ultimate Edition and nothing surpasses it. So we got the widescreen version of the movie here, and which of course is a little bit of a people complain about the widescreen one, say the full screen one's is the more accurate film of it. So yeah, we got the full screen version here, and of course the third disc is Ladies of the Evil Dead, which I found really, really interesting. But the girls that act in Evil Dead and basically finding out that this movie become popular and not even knowing for years that this movie had become a really popular cult phenomenon. Next up is Herzog and Kinski. Why was this one in horror? Well, this one has Nosferatu, the remake with Klaus Kinski, and it's there. Of course, this is coming up by Scream Factory really soon. But there's also some other really great movies, including one amazing documentary that everybody must have in their collection if they're a fan of documentaries at all, and that's My Best Fiend, and just incredible stuff. I just whipped this open for you guys so you guys can see it. I just take out the Nosferatu one. I just love this like look to the case. It's very kind of a classic look. Klaus Kinski was definitely made to play this part. If you want to see how hard Klaus Kinski is to get along with, My Best Fiend. Yep, it's a film about the love-hate relationship between Werner Herzog and Klaus Kinski. Utterly puzzling to others, it reveals the deep trust between two exceptional artists and their independently and simultaneously hatched plans to murder one another. Although some people later on would say that some of the movie was put on and the documentary was totally 100% legit, other actors and directors would go on to say almost every set that Kinski went on, he had a lot of people wanting to kill him. I love Kinski. Next up is one that I got for my better half before we even dated. We were just friends at the time. And for Christmas, I think. No, it was Boxing Day. We were shopping on Boxing Day. It was only like $3.99. There's a store called CD Plus. It's no longer around. And I got her Van Helsing. She was a huge fan. And the really cool thing about this edition here, and somebody mentioned this recently on when I was doing movies with best features, that this one actually has the original Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman on here. So third disc has Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman. You know, there's some great features on this thing here. And by the way, guys, still 10 times the movie than Constantine is. Yeah, do a drunken film school on this, guys. At least you'll have people watching. For that one anyway. Not for the other one. Dead Snow. Great steelbook edition of this. I just really love this. It's a Canadian edition. And it's cool that they have like the stuff on the inside, like the blood splatters, and just take it out there, kind of like the symbol. Just, I've been a really, really big fan of this movie for a long time. A really big cheerleader of this film. It's really cool. And I highly recommend it. Next up is one that I got in Marrakesh at their Virgin Mobile, and that is the this edition of Eden Lake. I really like this. It just slides out like that, and I just love this slipcover. It's just so nice. Of course, it's a great movie, brutal movie, but it's great. And that one's for the kiddies, that's for sure. And next up is one that no special feature thing about it at all, except that it's the uncut edition, and that uncut edition's hard to get. That's Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Of course, the picture again on the back, Leatherface. Is it a great movie? No, but this is the uncut edition. This is the best way to watch this film, and for a while, Canada was the only place you could get that. I think you can get it, you can buy it for fairly cheap now. So if you haven't got it, make sure it's the Lionsgate edition of it. It's the one you want. Next up is Howling Trilogy. This is just a tin, fairly cheap to get. It's got the Marsupials, which is part 3, the Rebirth, which is part 5, and the Freaks, which is part 6. None of these are really connected except the Howling name that's on them. I actually do like all 3 of these films. Marsupials is very cheesy. The Rebirth is one done in the castle where they lost the werewolf suit, I think. So basically, they only got a werewolf arm. But actually, it works for it. It makes it kind of a mystery thing, and I just really liked it for some reason. The Freaks is just a cool movie. I think it's Bruce Payne in this one. Don't quote me on that, but it's been a while since I've seen it. And kind of like it's got a freak show type thing with like vampires and werewolves. Next up, of course, is 100 Years of Horror. I love this one. This one shot up in price. I'm not sure why. Maybe Passport Video went out of existence or something like that. But it was a great cheapie that I picked up. A lot of documentaries on this. Stuff on Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Dracula, Frankenstein, ghouls, monsters, mutants, and freaks, maniacs, witches, sorcerers, and aliens, mummies, zombies, mad doctors, man-made monsters, giants, dinosaurs, ghosts, phantoms, and so much more. Bunch of different cool documentaries. And by the way, Who are they hosted by? They're hosted by the great Sir Christopher Lee. Is he Sir yet? If not, he should be. Next up is Hobo with a Shotgun. I've showed this one on here before, and why do I like this one? I love the slip cover, and I waited to get this movie till I could find the slip cover, which I think is freaking awesome. Love the slip cover. Incredible. I'm a kid. Love the pop-up. Next up, Saw Trilogy. It's like the original 3 Saws. For people that are old school with Saw, this is pretty much where some of them stop watching it, and it's just a really cool edition. It's got like 6 discs, loaded with features, loaded. It's a Canadian edition, of course, so also really cool to get. There's like a plasticky thing over it, but I don't have it anymore. But I like it like this, actually. Very creepy. Next one is a cheapie I got from Wally's about 3 Halloweens ago, and you can still find this around. It's just like one of their cheaper ones, put in like in a tin thing. I just like the look of it. And it's a Dark Moon Thriller collection. Has some cool movies on here. Most of them I got in other formats, but I just really like this, so I've kept it over the years. Fangs Living Dead with Nate Egbert, of course. That's Armando Desorio. Of course, he did the Blind Dead movies. Grave the Vampire, amazing film with William Smith and Michael Pataki. Devil's Nightmare, another great film with Erica Blanc. And of course, there's some cheesy stuff like Werewolf and Girls Dormitory, Werewolf of Washington, Moon of the Wolf, Zombie Hell House, which of course is renamed House by the Cemetery. I love that film, by the way. It's a Fulci film. Night of the Living Dead, Last Man on Earth, White Zombie, and Revolt of the Zombies. So, you know, there's some cheesy stuff on there, some cool stuff on there, but neat stuff nonetheless. There we go. That's my most recent horror-centric video. Let me know what you think of that, guys, and if you guys have any of these sets, if there's sets you think that I should pick up that I don't have, or that you think that people on here would like, let me know. Actually, if you want to, do a response video. I would love to see some people's suggestions on just some cool different stuff in their collection. Like, a lot of that stuff there is not expensive to buy. It's just stuff that I personally found cool, that I was looking into my collection, and I wanted to say, okay, let's show some really cool stuff tonight. Let's do a horror video and talk about some stuff, and that's what I did. Some cool stuff from different places in the world. Eden Lake over in Marrakesh to like Texas Chainsaw right here in my own backyard here in Canada. So thanks for watching, and for me right now, this is my second time doing this video because I didn't like the first take. So it's time for tea.